Hello and welcome to the Museum of Richmond. My name is Laura and I'm the curator. We have a collection of around 5,000 objects which tell the story of Richmond through from its time as a prehistoric settlement to its life as a fashionable town in present day. One of the oldest things that we have is a mammoth's tooth that dates back to around 400,000 BC. Back in the Paleolithic period, there were very different animals roaming around the local area, so that would include hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and indeed even a woolly mammoth. One of the things that visitors are always really excited about is our model of Richmond Palace. Not everyone knows that there was, in fact, a royal residence at Richmond until the 1640s. The palace was a favourite residence for a number of Tudor monarchs, including Henry VIII. Elizabeth I also lived in the palace and indeed died there in 1603. A favourite item of many of the younger visitors to the museum is our model of the trumpeter. The real statues themselves still adorn the outside of Trumpeter's house, which was built in the early 18th century on part of the site of the former Richmond Palace. We also have some items relating to the workhouse in Richmond. This clock mechanism, for example, was added to the Richmond Workhouse in 1819, and it's the original clock mechanism that apparently still works. Another very unusual and popular thing about Richmond is, of course, Richmond Park, which was built by Charles I. We have some items relating to the early days of the park, including park tokens, for example, which were required for entry, as well as a selection of keys for the gate. In the 17th century, Richmond became a very fashionable place to live, and the view from Richmond Terrace, of course, was a wonderful selling point. We also have items that date from Richmond's time as a place for leisure and fashionable activities in the 18th and 19th centuries. The river has always been incredibly important for Richmond as a town. We have an original waterman's costume. The watermen would have ferried people across the Thames before the bridges were built. We have a selection of paper ephemera and objects that relate to the experience of war at home. That includes objects that belong to soldiers who went off to war, as well as ration cards, air raid shelter notices, and medals won for bravery.